Penis got me, penis got me moaning. Stick that big D in my ass. Come gang, come shot. Big dick, big come stay. Who's straight? No way. Penis game, check my mood, eh? Squirt, squirt. Penis got me booty up like it rub.
Hello everybody, this is the Jackal Lair, and today I have a special podcast with a few of my friends, and one of them is a guy I met since middle school. Gentlemen, y'all could welcome yourselves in.
Yo, I'm Cosmic D from the London, UK. My first time on here. What's up, everybody?
Next one.
I'm Wicked Zombie. Nice to meet you guys. I'm from the USA.
Hey, I'm Canon Media TV. I'm, well, ironically enough, from Canada.
Nugget.
Okay. Your friend disappeared. He left the call.
Fuck. Alright.
So she's waiting on.
That's alright, we got without him, man.
Alright, I just edited that out. Alright,
He sounded a bit too faded, bro.
oh shit.
He sounded to borrow that good shit, bro. He sounded faded.
I gotta. Oh, he said he gotta go. Damn.
I feel partially faded at the moment, but that's the point.
Yeah, bro, he faded, bro.
Alright, so Wicked, you had a couple of topics that you wanted to speak about. This is mostly your show, brother.
Yeah, the point of discussion I wanted to talk about is that we never truly have owned our media, whether it be digital or so forth. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people who say they have physical media, they own it, they can do whatever they want with it, but I mean, you can't really sell it legally, you can't really redistribute it legally, you can't really make money off of it legally, so technically you don't really own that physical media. And then back a couple years ago when people were taking their old Nintendo games and then ROMing them and putting them on their computers for giving out to people who were doing those, what were they, ROM hacks and shit? So people games didn't have access to them when Nintendo came in, struck them down, killed their site, and sued them into oblivion. Yeah, and those people owned those games. They were just retaking them and putting them into another format for free. They weren't charging people.
And I cursed, bro, because I got something to say.
What, bro?
Fuck Nintendo, bro.
Exactly. Now, I'm excited about the Switch too, but only because Nintendo can make some amazing games. I don't like Nintendo as a company, but they do get me excited. Where other manufacturers like PlayStation and Xbox, they just don't do it anymore like they used to.
But I don't care about their shit if their shit gets hacked. That's all I care about. But you know, each show, they won't get my money, bro.
So, did you saying besides fuck Nintendo?
Yeah, fuck them, bro. Only interested in their shit once it gets hacked.
It's just pathetic that, you know, we've never actually owned our media to the point of where we can just redistribute it. And because most of these companies don't even worry about game preservation anymore, because they let these licensing go, let these games go. When these old consoles die, how are we going to fucking play these games anymore unless we, you know, we keep repairing them, yeah, but sooner or later, because we're not going to be able to fix them anymore. It's going to come to that point where the PS3, the Xbox 360 ain't going to be able, you know what I mean? It's going to come to a point where the original NES's pin header isn't going to be replaced no more.
Well, I don't think so, bro. You know what it is, right? While there's always going to be hobbies electricians or electronic experts, there's always going to be things, service parts for it. I don't know if you're aware, but there's a lot, especially in America, brother, in Europe, especially in Eastern Europe, there's a lot of fucking guys remaking hardware components for the old consoles, and I'm very surprised. Remanufacturing them.
And it is kind of surprising because I figured, you know, the newer generation of the Gen Z crowd doesn't really care much for old technology. I tried to get my daughter to play a classic game from my generation, and she looked at me and said, "Ooh, this is disgusting."
Well, to be a little fair, some games didn't age very well.
It was Super Mario Brothers on the NES.
Oh, fucking hell. Alright. That might be a bit too far back. How old is she?
She is 15, one on 16.
Yeah, a bit too far back for her.
I don't know, man. Like I always considered 2D games to be like timeless classics, man, because you can pick up like almost any 2D game from the 8-bit or 16-bit era, in my opinion, and they look fucking phenomenal. Like Super Mario World, Super Mario Bros. 3. It's the 3D games that don't age well, in my opinion.
Make her play Mario, Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh man, she played the HD remake on the Switch, and she told me it was a god-awful game.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she told me
Well,
that the game's mechanics were okay, but the game itself was in the same area, and I was like, oh my god.
Make you feel how you feel, bro. That's fucking hard.
I had that game on Sega Genesis. That game was no joke.
That game was too fucking hard. Even now, bro, I just get flashbacks to that game.
And it's like having PTSD for gamers.
Well, that and there was another game I fucking played that was super, super hard. Flashback. Have you ever played Flashback?
I've heard of it. That was really tough.
Yeah, that game was hard as nails, bro.
Like that, man.
Speaking about games that you don't own, I like to state how Nintendo came out of their mouth this year. Just state that it's not illegal to ROMs and emulators is not illegal, but it is legal to bypass their security, which is actually illegal. Sony has set that precedent when that dude Jayaf, I believe his name was, when he had jailbroke their PS3 when it first came out.
Oh, Jailhouse.
Now it's the case of one hacker versus Sony. George Hotz, aka GeoHot, is a 21-year-old hacker from New Jersey, and he was the first person to jailbreak an iPhone. And last month, he was the first one to fully hack the PS3 console. He released this code online along with a how-to video, and now finds himself embroiled in a legal battle with the mega corporation. And it seems like he's got them pretty ticked off. This week, George released a blog entry asking the media, supporters, anybody for financial help. But what exactly is his cause? And does he think that he can win? Well, joining me from our studio in New York is electronics hacker George Hotz. George, thanks so much for joining us. Now, I just mentioned that you were the first person to jailbreak the iPhone. You did it with the iPad too. Now you have PS3. Are you trying to get famous here?
I mean, I have to say that it isn't totally selfless, but what's more important than me is, you know, the freedom to use the devices that you paid for in any way you see fit.
So is that what you say your cause is?
Yeah, I'd say my cause is to, you know, if companies want to put these security measures on these devices, great, good for them. But if we want to come in and we want to remove these security measures so we can do legal things with our devices, then I think we have every right to, and I guess that's my cause.
But, you know, I think that one of the problems that Sony has is that people could start using this with pirated video games if they are opened up, right?
Well, they can't use my stuff with pirated video games. I made a special effort when I released my stuff to not support pirated video games. But more pressing than that is just the immensity of the press and, you know, attention Sony has brought to this issue that has never affected more than a very small segment of their customers.
Well, I gotta say, Sony really seems to be taking this, you know, in a very difficult way. Like, this seems very harsh on them because they're going after it. They basically just want to control the entire internet. I know that they asked the judge if they could erase this code from the internet that you put out there, but do they not get that once that information's out there, it's out there? You can't just wipe it clean?
I mean, they're using fear-mongering tactics. They clearly say on their blog, you know, oh, we're banning everybody who uses any hacks, but everyone else, you can continue playing without fear. And the fact that they use the word fear, like they're just, you can't suppress information. Once it's out there, it's out there.
But I'm wondering, is some of that fear working? I mean, you are one individual hacker going against Sony. This is a mega corporation.
I mean, you know, every day I wake up and I do think about the lawsuit. And, you know, there's a small element of fear, but on the whole, fear doesn't win. And that's been proven time and time again. And it's a lesson they don't learn.
Well, I think it seems to me like you're having a little bit of fun with this also, because you did release a rap video, which I find very amusing, and we have a little clip of it that we're going to play for our audience.
I shed a tear every time I think a lick sang. But man, they're a corporation, and I'm a personification of freedom for all. You fill dockets like that's a constant foreign to y'all. But lawyers muddy water and TRO stall. Out of business is jail for me, and you're suing me civilly.
Now, George, I would say you should keep...
GF, yes. I think that's really messed up for Nintendo to finally come out and say that when they destroyed a lot of people's lives for something that wasn't illegal. I know a couple right now. I remember a couple that owed Nintendo millions of dollars for a ROM website where they didn't even make money off of that.
Yeah. You know the best thing probably around it is to change your name rather than change your location. I'll find you.
There's Nintendo ninjas, man. They'll find you, man. They'll be fucking coming out of the bushes how you told it just to get you.
Well, they can kiss my black ass, bro.
I mean, Nintendo probably like that, man.
Well, I don't know about all that, though. Especially if I come out to it and wipe my ass, bro. I don't think they like that shit. Yo, Taylor, though, why you quiet, bro?
I'm just kind of doing a bunch of running around at the same time as this.
Oh, okay. We're boring you,
yeah. I mean, when it comes to games and all of that kind of stuff, especially when it comes to, you know, specifically the rights and owning of a game, it's become such a gray area nowadays. That
Yes.
It's technically you own a game, but technically you don't own a game, and because the creators have the ability to update terms of services on the fly, you can literally update any game you're playing to say, hey, by the way, you no longer own this game.
Yeah, that's something Ubisoft will do.
That's something Ubisoft has done.
Yeah.
Streaming crew. Yeah.
I actually got the crew physical copy of it. Yeah. Kind of glad you come out. And I'm a personal fan of the Ghost Recon series.
Of course.
And I ain't gonna lie, the last one I played was Wildlands, and now I'm up right. And I've not really been following what's going on, but so I ain't played games in a month. Actually, the last game I actually played recently was Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh no, I'll be right back. I gotta take my dog out. She's blind.
Okay. God damn.
I know we've been keeping the tabs on it, you know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, you said the last game you played was Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, man, that's right.
Right, I heard that game was pretty good.
Well, you should play it, man. It's on PC.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try it out. I'm just trying to beat some of these games in my backlog. I'm doing pretty good right now.
Well, you started playing Final Fantasy yet?
That's gonna be the next game right after Metro Last Light.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna take my time with that one.
Bro, I couldn't even fucking beat the second level in the first game.
Oh shit.
Unfortunately, Rose, I gotta head out because I gotta finish getting ready. I'm working at 3, which is like an hour drive.
Okay, man. Well, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a good day, brother.
I will have some interesting stuff to talk about though when I actually have some time because, you know, I do work in a brewery.
Well, don't get too drunk.
I always do.
Alright, take care of yourself, yeah?
Alright, bro. See. Peace.
Yeah, you need to figure out people's availability, bro.
I have an Audio Technica.
Okay, no, I have one. It's not. It is hooked up, but it's not on. Jackal. Just ask Jackal to be here. Jackal. You want to see? I'm sick, so my voice fucked up. I want to see what you think sounds better. Okay.
Hey, hold on. Before we do all that, we was in discussion about video games not being owned. Do you have anything to?
Me, Jackal. Not Jackal. Me and Zombie got in this conversation last night, and I said some shit where Zombie just went fucking quiet. Zombie, I ruined a little gay discussion.
your argument, Zombie. I really
Only thing about I couldn't even fucking hear you last night 80% of the time.
okay, because you responded to it.
Yeah, but I responded what I thought I heard. And it still didn't prove my point. It was still I was right, we never actually owned anything.
You know, Jackal, I did say something. His point is arguing Zombie because in his mind he's always right.
That's not.
It still doesn't disprove the fact that we've never actually owned anything. We've only been buying and licensing for stuff ever since it got released.
Man, I was just sitting there quacks. This is gonna sound fun.
It's like that episode of a Family Guy, and then in the episode they're trying to make an episode called Crazy Quacks.
I'm laughing right off the bat. Interior, Red Heiny Monkey's house. What's Red Heiny Monkey doing?
Maybe he just got up. He's making breakfast?
I don't think people eat breakfast anymore. More suggestions.
Ooh, what if Red Heiny Monkey and Poopy Face Tomato Nose are trying to build a house of cards and it keeps falling down?
Oh, Jiminy Christmas, we have all been there. That's going in. Oh, we are cooking now. All right, let's take a walk down this road, see where it leads us. Dialogue, what are they saying?
Maybe Poopy Face Tomato Nose says, boy, this house of cards just doesn't want to stay up.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to go right at it like a Neanderthal, sure, but I think we're shooting for a little more subtlety here, you know? I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's a real conversation when I hear it. People don't talk like that, Meg.
Ooh, what if they just bought a new wood stove and Red Heiny Monkey says, boy, it's so hot in here because we just bought that new wood stove and we're sweating and our hands are all slippery
and that's why we can't get the card house to stay up. Thank you, Chris. We have liftoff. Ha ha ha.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but none of this stuff seems to make sense. I mean, we haven't even referenced the fact that they're ducks or that they're handicapped, but the show is called Handy Quacks.
Uh-huh. Chris, can I see you in the kitchen? This is not working out. This is not working out.
Dad, look, she's trying. No. She gets along with everybody.
She does not get along with everybody.
She's kind of hot.
She's office hot.
Yeah, right, you're right.
She's the only woman around here.
Yeah, in the real world, she doesn't hold up.
In addition to everything else, she's got B.O. She's got B.O. Now, see, the joke is, most people only carry a suitcase when they're going on vacation. But Poopy-Faced Tomato Nose carries one all the time. And see, he's got a sleeve hanging out. He didn't pack it right.
Oh, well, you know what could be funny? Maybe one week he actually goes on vacation. And he's already got the suitcase.
Chris, can I see you in the kitchen for a sec? Your writing partner is out of her mind.
Okay, first of all, stop calling her my partner.
She's terrible.
I know that.
And you know what? It's not fair. It's not fair to her.
Well, that's sort of a cop.
Having her here is not fair to her.
If you want to fire her, you go ahead and fire her. But don't pretend you're doing it for her benefit.
Don't put that on me. She's firing herself.
No, she's
firing
fire
herself
with
her lack of talent and her lack of funniness. I just feel like you and I have captured lightning in a bottle with Handy Quacks.
Yes.
And she's just coming in, unscrewing the top, and letting it all out. Meg, your services will no longer be needed.
And then Peter and Chris and Meg are all trying to make these characters called Quasi Quack characters. Well, we got Mr. Poopy Butthole Pants over there right now with Bobby.
What you said last night, because what you said last night makes absolutely no fucking sense.
King,
Jackal, record this shit. This shit funny, bro.
Yes, it is. You gotta record it because Zombie
I am.
can go on, talk as they go. Say what you said last night, Zombie.
About what? About how all media is still the same as it always been. We never owned it. We only bought the licensing of it.
About trying to make profit off of copyrighted media.
Because if you own something, you should be allowed to make profit off of it.
He's talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars.
Yes, if you truly own something, you should be allowed to redistribute that ownership to make money off said item.
No, that's dude. That comes down to copyright, not ownership. That comes down to fucking copyright.
Exactly, just what I said, Bobby. We've only been paying for the licensing of items, not for the true ownership.
I don't know. At the end of the day, say you want to sell. I want to sell a game to fucking
No, not selling your game. He's talking about making copies of the game and then selling it at like $80 a pop.
You're talking about redistributing like a corporation would.
Oh well, all right. That's it.
No, that's
I'm not talking about huge sales market.
No, that's a different story. That shouldn't be allowed.
If you're distributing it for free, all fair and love and war, innit?
I'm just saying, if I'm paying for something, and if I'm supposed to own like a physical media,
hold on. Please, one at a time. My audio, no one's audio will be able to pick up both of y'all talking at the same time. Let's one at a time, please.
Zombie, you go ahead first.
Only thing I'm saying is if you're supposed to truly own something, like a lot of people who buy physical media claim you own it, you should be able to do whatever you want with it, including making millions of dollars off of it if you can redistribute it.
Oh my god, no. Here it comes out the copyright laws. What the fuck?
Like I said before, all we think we paid for was the licensing of said items.
Because the difference between like selling one console and then digital media could be recopied.
Yes, it can.
And then if you reselling it, the company's not making money off of it. And I do agree, you just rented a license, which is really unfair because if I just have the physical, I should be able to resell that. Why does GameStop get to pass on that?
No, Jackal, he's literally talking about buying a physical copy of a game, taking all the files, burning it to a CD, and then selling it off.
Is that what you're talking about, Wicked?
I said that if you truly own something, you should be able to redistribute it and make money off of it. And since we couldn't, we were only paying for the licensing of said product, no matter if it came physical or digital.
There you go, yeah, you're talking about burning it to a CD and selling it online to become a millionaire or a billionaire.
Just like with Nintendo, and you couldn't recopy their tapes about Nintendo getting upset because they wanted to preserve their gaming legacy.
Tapes, don't you mean cartridges?
Cartridges, tapes, it's all the same thing, man.
What the fuck? Oh my god, no, it's not.
It is, Bobby. It's all the same thing.
Technically it's not, but I get your point.
Yeah.
Yes, I do too, but it's still a tape.
One involves a magnet, one involves electricity.
Yeah. And back in the day, Nintendo used to call their system the home entertainment system, and most entertainment devices were VCRs. So a lot of adults probably called Nintendo cartridges tapes. What?
Come here.
Hold on.
Alright. I'm gonna say something in your absence. Zombie, get where I last night when I was like, Jackal's gonna fucking win this debate. What you're saying is fucking retarded.
Oh, is this why you was calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning?
No, it's because I just called you a little while ago. Called you yesterday and got that was about my own. Are you recording?
Yes.
That's about the message you got on Steam the other day. The message.
Oh, because I like dog. Only person called me up this time of night is a damn woman. The last time I checked, you don't got a vagina.
No, dude. I was trying to tell you like that wasn't me. I have it fixed now though. It was malware on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Got that? I got that bitch sorted out.
Excuse me.
I reinstalled Windows and I just paid today. Or actually yesterday, I paid for megabytes for a year. So it stops rootkits from being able to access your
Okay.
a rootkit is known as a random access to interact. That's exactly what happens to me with the malware. Even though we call them a script kitty. They need scripts to be able to do that kind of shit. Yeah, so that's a script kitty.
So hang on.
That's what I was trying to show you proof that it's fixed. Jackal, I was trying to show you proof it was fixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, what was it? Ring 1 or Ring 0? The amount they hit.
I have a question. Your accent is either I want to say UK, but it might be Australian.
No, I'm from the UK, mate.
I got it right the first time.
I'm sorry. What was your question, bro?
No, I was asking my guy if it was Ring 1 or Ring 0 with the malware hit.
Oh.
I don't know what it was because malware Interbytes found malware, but it couldn't remove it because I didn't pay for it yet.
Yeah, it's probably Ring 1 or it's probably low level.
No, but dude, it literally was able to hijack all my social medias that wasn't two-step verification.
Yeah, then it was like Ring 1 then.
Yeah, it's the worst of the worst, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about with Ring 1, Ring 0 and all, right?
Yes, 0 is really weak. 1 is like the worst of the worst malware. Yes, I do.
I didn't know malware was based off of that.
It's down to the application layer of computers and shit and the hardware and the low-level hardware, the BIOS and shit like that.
And dude, funny story about that. Wait, are you still recording, Jackal?
Yes, I'm recording for the video.
Okay, you can still record and just edit this out what I'm about to say because this is fun.
Let's pause it, bruv. Let's pause the recording.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, pause it. Let me know when you're pausing it.
Let's pause.
This is funny. This is funny, but this is fucked up what I did. But that scumbag, because malware Antibytes decided to give him his IP, I put his IP on Doxbit on the darknet, so all legitimate hackers have his information now. Fuck you. You want to fuck with me? You fucking wrong, motherfucker. Fuck you.
All fair, love and war, B.
I had to pause my video for that.
No, I'm just because I don't want that.
No, because bruv, it can come back on in a minute.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back.
And dude, that's what I just mentioned.
Jesus.
It's illegal. Jackal, it's illegal what I did. It's fucking illegal.
Okay, I'm back. What we're talking about?
That's getting funny, Jackal, bruv. He's being real, bro.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Especially in America, bruv. They make example at your ass over there.
Yeah, put you out in front of a firing squad, but then again, they about 50 of them already.
Time you just got back to the whole time we were just talking about.
Oh, I figure Bobby with you, it's probably hard to tell what the hell we're talking about.
Hacker, if you decide to do shit with the hacker, it's illegal in America. Extremely illegal.
Oh, you made 2 crowns and you DDoSed everyone?
No, no, it's more illegal than DDoS. Shut up, because he's recording it.
Okay.
That's the whole point, Bobby. To expose you for who you are.
Okay, so I'm about to start recording 1, 2, and 3. All right, back. Okay, guys, we back from our little break here. For those that don't know, Bobby, I'm sorry, what is your YouTube name again, Bobby?
Bad Bobby Gamer.
Bad Bobby Gamer. Man, he was the original co-host that was on my earlier videos back in 2015 or 16. I don't remember.
I don't remember either 15 or 16.
Knew him for a long time, but then Wicked is on me. Now Clown became my second host until present.
Here, and is this still on your channel, Jackal? Your old channel? You want to link it? If it is, remember when Zombie made Norris lose his fucking mind?
I did do that.
On your channel.
And that was on my channel, and then I got like for some reason someone started reporting me, and they said I had nude and very unsavory content on there, and YouTube wouldn't let me fucking appeal it when there was no sexual content on my channel.
You can appeal it. What the fuck? How that?
YouTube said they wouldn't let me appeal it because they said there was too many people that reported my channel having sexual content on it. And I was like, "What's sexual content?"
Yeah,
basically dox you.
No.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the old school YouTube mentality.
Yeah. I didn't even have no sexual content. All I had was videos of me making fun of people and me picking on people who deserved it.
Dude, the same shit happened to me when I was trying to copy Top Ass and Champagne, making fun of the console faggots.
Oh man, what happened to him?
He retired. Him and
hang on. Who's the console faggots?
What?
He's talking about like the extremist people who aren't happy with PlayStation games going to PC.
Opinions on this. They really need to go day and date.
Yeah, I already established this yesterday, but it'll be reinforced in this video that the only reason JTech wants PlayStation games to go day and date is not because he wants more people to experience them. It's simply because he doesn't want to be, led to believe that they will be exclusive forever only to find out later that they're actually going to be on PC as well. He'd just rather them rip the Band-Aid off immediately.
Where is the excitement? Where is the enthusiasm for a game that is only on PlayStation consoles exclusively for a few months and then it's on another platform? Like, if
my dude, if they announced it was coming to another platform, people would be even more hyped. I mean, look at The Last of Us Part 1, for example. A lot of people on PS5 are hyped for it. There are a lot of people on PS5 who are not hyped for it. But I guarantee the game would not be as hyped if it wasn't coming to PC, because I think the most hype I've seen is the fact that now The Last of Us is going to be on PC. So to say that there wouldn't be hype around games that are multi-platform is absolutely stupid. Not everybody shares the same mentality as you. Not everybody praises exclusives like the second coming of Christ. Because like I just said, most people are happy that PC players finally get to experience The Last of Us. This is one of the biggest issues I have with PlayStation fanboys, is they think everyone else thinks exactly like them.
If you really care about the gaming community as a whole, release it on all platforms, day and date, and see if the community loves the game together instead of this scattered celebration. We celebrate the game 5 years ago, and then you guys have to celebrate it 5 years later, or you got to celebrate it a couple months later. We literally have games that were released on PS5, Death Stranding Director's Cut, and then months later put on PC. We know that PC fans don't buy PlayStation exclusives at the rate as PlayStation fans.
This is just a flat out lie saying that PC players don't buy PlayStation exclusives at the same rate. If you want to say like, oh, they don't buy them at all at first because they're only on PlayStation at first, like, dude, that doesn't count. The game wasn't on PC. That's not a fair comparison at all. However, doing a quick Google search would tell you that in the first, and I went over this in a previous video, in the first roughly month or so, God of War sold around 5 million copies on PC. And guess what? A quick Google search would tell you that on PlayStation 4, God of War also sold around 5 million copies in the first month. One of the PlayStation's best-selling exclusives ever made sold at nearly the exact same rate on PC as it did on PlayStation. In all honesty, my theory is that he did the Google search on this and then discovered that information and decided just to not put it on the video to prove his point. Then again, maybe he just didn't do the research at all, which doesn't really make it look much better.
But that might change. I mean, exclusivity is a selling point. You go to these different restaurants because of what they have to offer you that other people don't. If you can get the same game in more than one place, it is not as special as it once was.
Okay, I'm going to tear apart that restaurant analogy in a second because that was absolutely horrible, but how is a game less special if it's on multiple platforms? How does more people being able to play the game make it less special? Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey still would have been great games if they came out on every single platform. God of War would have still been a great game if it came out on every single platform. Forza Horizon 4 and 5 would still have been great games if they came out on every single platform. Allowing more people to play video games does not make the game worse or less special. And it's the same with the different platforms. For example, if God of War was available on every single platform, it might, perform the best on PC, but you can still get it on PlayStation and Xbox, and those platforms are definitely much more accessible to a wider audience than PC is because of, price, availability, and depending on what the person is looking at when they buy a console or just a gaming product. But let's say, for example, you were the same distance from every single one of these restaurants and, they all offered the same different food. Well, then, to grab your attention and to make you want to come to their restaurant, they would have to start, upgrading maybe the complex itself, maybe make it cleaner, bigger, whatever, more high-tech, futuristic, and as a result you'll get better food from that. It might be the same type of food as is at other restaurants, but it's gonna taste better, or in this case, let's compare like the Xbox to the PC. Xbox and PC both have Forza, but Forza is better on PC because you have way more graphical options and you can have basically any frame rate you want. It's still great on Xbox and plenty of people are still going to choose it, but there is a market for people who still want power, and people like myself who are after power primarily will go to PC. But since, Microsoft is putting the games on Xbox and PC, they may be able to win more people over if they, make a much more powerful console that's extremely affordable, like the Series S and X consoles. At the end of the day, as long as there's competition and as long as there's people investing in each of the restaurants, none of them are going to go out of business or get worse. Competition can only breed excellence if it's healthy. If PlayStation games came to PC day and date, that might incentivize Sony to make even better hardware or better accessories or whatever to encourage people to still come over to PlayStation, but they're still giving people the option to get it on PC. And even better in this case, if people still decide to buy PlayStation games on PC, Sony is still making money off of those games. Just like how the farmers who are, you know, like slaughtering the cows for the burgers and then selling them to the rest. I don't know exactly how it works, but at the end of the day, no matter where their burgers are going, guess what? The farmer is getting paid and he can continue to expand as well. I know that was an extremely long analysis and it might have gotten a little messy towards the middle. Apologies if it did, but I feel like I did a pretty good job breaking that down.
Multi-platform games that come out every year are boring to me. I skip basketball every year. I skip Call of Duty every year. I skip soccer every year. I skip wrestling every year. It's boring.
Well, guess what, JTech? Call of Duty isn't boring to everybody. Hell, it sells millions of copies every single year. Even Vanguard, the worst-selling COD in, what, like 10 years, still sold, what, like tens of millions of copies? Also, clearly PlayStation themselves don't agree with you on that one, because they sure as hell seem pretty desperate to keep Call of Duty on their platform. I wonder why. Oh, wait, it's probably because, you know, third-party games have a bigger influence on people's decision to buy video game consoles than, you know, exclusives do. But we won't get into that.
And when the secret has been exposed, which it has been exposed, that, you know, every game that releases on PlayStation 5 from now on, that is a blockbuster AAA title from the Sony first-party studios, will be released on PC later on. How do you get excited about it?
Because most people aren't console fanboys and are perfectly fine with other people playing video games. This is like saying you shouldn't get excited for a new pair of headphones that are coming out because they can work with Apple and Android devices. Fanboys really cannot wrap their head around the idea that not everyone cares about who can play video games where. And honestly, I'm just gonna say it, like, you're honestly kind of a crappy human being if a game being multi-platform and other people being able to play that game makes you upset. I don't know, that's just a really bad mentality in my opinion. Like, imagine being upset that other people can play video games.
Am I still gonna buy the game? Yes, because I'm a gamer. I want to finish the story. I want to see where it goes. The type of excitement, you know, we're gonna have it. Sony's not dumb enough to announce that God of War Ragnarok is in development for PC like they did with The Last of Us. But in the future, these might be after credit announcements.
So Sony's not dumb enough to do something they already did for another game? Alright, 10 out of 10 logic, bro. Also, the fact that you're still gonna buy the games despite not being happy with the decisions they're making is exactly why they're making these decisions. If you want to actually, you know, make a point or a stance towards them, then just speak with your wallet. That's the best way to do it. Now, is it actually going to change anything? A bunch of PlayStation fanboys not buying a couple copies of games? No, that's not going to change anything. Just like me posting those videos about Quantum TV was not going to get
people who want Xbox to die for no reason.
Oh, well, fucking hell, bruv. That just sounds like console fascism, bruv.
Dude,
It is.
I literally went from console content to PC content, and I got targeted by these assholes.
It is. It's like I'll come across so many videos of PlayStation guys just going, I don't like PC gamers. PC gamers can go to hell. I think that my PlayStation games should stay on PlayStation. I'm like, but guys, Sony's not making enough money anymore like they used to. That's why they're expanding their market.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why they're expanding the market, probably.
I need to say this, yeah, because I followed Sony from PlayStation 1, and that's still my favorite console of all time,
Same
PS1.
here. Actually, mine's a toss-up between Super Nintendo and PS1.
That too, I would say that. But anyway, I'm going to make this point, bruv. PlayStation, you know why PlayStation had great franchises? The original PlayStation 1.
They weren't afraid to take risk.
No, it's not just that. The licensing cost was only $5.
Yep.
It was costing $5 to make a fucking game, to get the license to make a game. So it was cheap. And anyone can make a game for the original PlayStation. The dev kit was only $300.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was cheaper than that.
Well,
Well, I mean, sorry, £300 for us. It was £300 for us in the UK.
No, wait, you're thinking of Net Urase.
Yeah, the Net Urose.
No, I'm talking the actual dev kit was like 180 bucks.
Well, even alright, the Detail 1000. You're talking about the blue one, right? The actual dev kit.
No, you're thinking of PS2.
No, yeah. I got the model number wrong. But my point is this: they made it so cheap, yeah, for anyone to make games.
Yeah.
That's why PlayStation 1 and 2 did so well.
But I am jealous of, I don't know your age, but I'm jealous of your country for one reason.
Why?
Because in America, this computer system failed, but in the UK, it fucking thrived. And I love this computer system, the Amiga.
What was it?
He's talking about the Amiga 64.
No, the Amiga.
What, the Jaguar?
No, the Amiga.
Oh, the actual Amiga.
The Amiga CDI.
100, 500, 5,000, 1,000. Yeah, the Amiga.
And yeah. The thing is, right, I'm nearly 40, right? So my cousins had that.
If you know Amiga, you have to be older than me.
Yeah, I never had one, but my cousins did. They had the Amiga 500 and all that stuff.
Dude, I love the Amiga. I love what it did for. I like making music. I love what Amiga did for.
You really want the Atari ST for that, then, man?
No, you want the Amiga 1000 for that.
But you know, there's still a lot of upgrade boards people still make in the UK.
Yes, I know.
Well, look,
I still follow the Amiga.
add me on here and I'll hook you up if you want one, bro. I'll send it over.
No, you can never afford to send to my fucking Democratic Grant state.
What state you in?
He lives in New York.
Yeah, I'm from New York, dude. Meaning, for anything from the UK, it's a minimum of $1,000 import fee alone.
Well, surely there's a way around it, bro.
There's a way around everything.
I mean, if I come and see you in the UK, then yeah, it would be cheaper.
Well, you might have to do that, brother, and I'll just like hand it over, bro.
And at that point, I'll be willing to give you 1,000 because it's gonna be a hell of a lot cheaper than you shipping it.
Well, we can sort that out, bro.
By the way, I'm sick with COVID.
Now,
I have to wait a while.
Bruv, I got the flu myself, bruv, so I probably got it myself, damn self.
now, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah, go on.
Do you feel like it's harder to get into games now that you're older than it was as you were a kid, or do you believe that the games were better when you were younger than what they are now?
You know what it is, bruv? Not just that, bruv. I've got too much to do in my life right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Right now, so what it is, I'm self-studying cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm doing that right now. I buy and sell records. I'm hustling. I've got a part-time job. I work with special needs children. I'm doing a lot, bruv.
He's recording, so I don't want to do my joke.
No, but I'm doing a lot, so I don't have time. Don't get me wrong, bruv. I can literally show you videos of the game. Like, I've got the original fucking Devil Digital Saga and all that shit. All classic RPGs, JRPGs and shit like that. Because that's the shit I'm into, right?
Same here. I love JRPGs.
Love RPGs as well.
But what it is, bruv, is I don't have the time.
Yeah.
If I do that, bruv, might as well kiss my career goodbye.
Damn.
Yeah. Because see, I don't believe that the games nowadays are any worse than the games that we had growing up. It's just we don't have enough time anymore.
Yes.
Well,
there's a lot of really good games that are coming out nowadays, and just like back in the day, there's a lot of shitty games that came out back in the day, just like there are nowadays. It's just now we're more connected to social media and other platforms, and now we know more about these shitty games.
Yes.
Zombie. It was two companies. The American company that was releasing shitty games was LJN. The the UK bad company was Ocean.
Yeah.
Shit, dog shit.
Ocean made some good games.
No, they had a couple good ones, but most of the shit they released was horrible.
Like Dennis the Menace.
No, Adam's Family, bro, was made by Ocean over here.
Oh yeah, it was.
I would like to say that I fully agree. Excuse me. I do agree with. Goddamn, how you pronounce your name again? I do agree with that. We are older now. That we just have too much too much to do, that we don't have the same pleasure as we was kids to sit down and enjoy the games that we have. As an adult now, what do we got, like an hour or two, maybe less, just to enjoy the game that we paid
No,
$60?
don't get me wrong. I played Ghost of Tsushima last year. That like was I put my study on hold for a couple of weeks, and I played that fucking game, bro.
That game was a beautiful game.
That game took me 4 years on PS4 to beat.
Well, I beat that game in 3 weeks. I've done everything.
It took me 4 years to fucking beat it. 4 years.
It was a great game. But you know what annoyed me? The PC version was a bit buggy.
Oh, that's another.
Yeah, it was a bit buggy at times,
especially when you're doing the duels, the one-on-one duels.
but it was so beautiful though.
And that's another thing I wanted to bring up. Back in the days, companies had to make sure that games actually at least work properly. Now we getting half-baked games where you get, even with the physical copies, you get the game and then you have to have internet just to patch these games up. I understand that we live in a day and age that you have to have internet. Congress has now made sure that we have internet packages for low-income families, but there's not everyone don't have internet, and that's fucking reality.
But it's not just that. The thing is, even the UK has this problem as well, right? Our infrastructure is terrible here in the UK. And in the UK, we have something called historical building, right? Like, you're not allowed to do anything to that building. Even if you live there, you can't get internet there because the building's so old. And you're not allowed to touch the brickwork or all these fucking stupid rules. You know what I mean? You can't change nothing in the building.
You live near Birmingham?
No, I live in London, man.
Oh, okay.
That's like 3 hours away. Drive.
Yeah, I was just curious because that sounds it just sounds familiar for one of my other friends. Yeah.
Yeah, but we get this dumb fucking rules here as well. Like certain buildings where I live in a town called Hackney, right? And certain buildings, historical buildings, right? Because apparently Henry VIII fucking lived there.
Yeah.
And it can't be touched. It's preserved from them years.
But they do renovations to them to keep them from falling down, right?
Well, yeah, but they can't change the specs of the building.
Yeah, but they do upkeep it, make sure it's not rotting away and so forth, right?
But what it is, it's got to be done in the way it was built.
Yeah, that's how it is over here for our historical buildings. It has to be done the way it was kept. But the problem is, our local government in our areas that have these buildings won't do nothing for it because it costs us so much money that they just let them rot and decay and fall apart.
Well, they pay the money in the UK for this shit.
I bet they do because they have more pride in their historical value over there.
Well, there's that, but at the same time, say you bought a property and it's one of those properties, you can't put a TV on your wall, for example. Shit like that you can't do.
Yeah.
Damn.
They're telling you what to do even though you fucking own it. They're looking over your shoulder, bruv, of everything you're fucking doing.
I mean, don't y'all also have to worry about what you post on Twitter and so forth? If it doesn't agree with the English Parliament?
Well, I guess so. Because at the end of the day, right, we don't really have a constitution. Like,
yeah, freedom of speech.
Right? Like, at the end of the day, we don't have that. Right? So, we've got laws. Right? We've got civil laws and we've got criminal laws. But we don't have federal law. For example, we don't have a federal government. Right? We've got government and you got the civil, which is like your local authority councils. It's called the council here. But that's like your local civil. Then if you want to go above that, you go to like high court. High court's like the Supreme Court, and you guys got.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the higher Supreme Court is Congress, right?
Yeah, we don't have that here.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
We don't have none of that here, bro.
And they just have the parliament.
Yeah, we got a parliament. Like, if you got a problem, you can push it to parliament because by law, your politician has to hear your case.
So over here, our politicians give a fuck about our case.
Well, legally, you have to. By law, they're obligated to bring shit to parliament. If you push hard enough in this country, people don't know that, but you can.
Mm-hmm.
You can take it to the House of Lords, right?
Yes.
So our like representatives is called the House of Lords, where they got like old titles like lords and ladies and shit like that. Right, where you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I think to say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure, mate. Wiki Zombie, I'm not entirely sure, bruv. Like, at the end of the day, I'm personally, I'm very out for.
I saw you said you're very what?
I'm very outspoken.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I speak my mind, mate. If I don't like it, I'm calling it out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but
it's just I heard a lot of stories over there about people getting in trouble for speaking out about their government, and the government coming and arresting them and putting them in jail for it. There's nothing they could do about it because there was no freedom of speech over there.
Yeah, it's considered. Yeah. It's considered acts of terrorism.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here because apparently my train's about to go off in an hour.
Okay.
No worries. So what it is, right? Yeah, the thing is, I think they copied America with this shit, where the police come to you if you're saying something they don't. But when you ask them what that law means, they can't tell you.
No.
But they're going to try and enforce it, though, right?
Oh, they're definitely going to enforce it.
What law are you trying to enforce if I don't know what it is? You don't even know what it is.
And that's the stupid part about police work. They don't need to know.
No.
That's the crazy. That's the craziest shit.
You have to know what you're upholding, bruv.
No. I mean, I'm not sure about where you're at, but in the U.S., they don't need to know.
Well, mate, listen. I don't know how your constitution works, but don't you have the Fifth Amendment? Like, if they try to do you, I won't say nothing. So
hey, bro, if you in the streets and you know your First, Fifth, and Fourth Amendment, and the police don't, they may get in trouble. You can sue them, but nothing happens to that cop to where he gets locked up. The U.S. citizens' taxes that comes out of the U.S. citizens' taxes.
Yep.
Oh, that's
and the reason they don't need to know that because that's what lawyers are for.
Yep.
Yeah, or they're called the ambulance chasers, isn't it?
Yep. Well, the ambulance chasers only is when you get injured during that scuffle between the police unlawfully.
Yeah,
dictating you or beating your ass or entering your house or.
Yeah, but I see these videos, brother, and I think like, raw.
And the only time that you can really defend yourself against the police is when they're at your door and they don't say this is the police and you got that shit on camera and you open fire. If you survive that encounter, by the way, you don't go to jail for that because you got it on camera. They never said this is the police. They broke into your house and you open fire.
I mean, technically, you still go to jail for it. You just don't go to prison.
Yeah, you're right about it. You're right about it. Like I said, if you survive that encounter.
Because you open fire on a police officer, you're going down.
I don't know about all that, bro, because in the UK, we don't stand for that shit. Because we don't stand for that, trust me. And you know what the funny thing is in this? Every race, colour, and creed will come for that shit.
And you know what, bro? We all, rather where we live at, needs to stand up. And the best example of how y'all stood up in the UK is the Boston Tea Party. We need to start doing that down here in the U.S. We actually did that in the U.S. when we during COVID when we was beating up the police and they was walking away. But now they like, hey, we ain't doing that shit no more.
For example, look at the Occupy Wall Street. Look at what we done over here in the UK with the Occupy Wall Street protest.
Oh, sorry about that. I had to keep stepping away because we don't. Our furnace isn't quite working right now, so I gotta keep going out there and checking on it till it starts working properly.
God damn.
So what, you got old school wood furnace or something?
No, it's a oil furnace, but it cut out this morning at like a certain time, and it hasn't cut back on. We just got the tank filled and everything, but it's just something wrong with it in general where it's not cutting back on.
Oh shit, man!
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
I got electric heat. It's fine. I got electric heat going on out in the living room. And
the thing is, we don't have this shit in the UK. We don't have oil heaters.
Yeah,
that's all banned, by the way. in over here because we got a lot of regulations, like health and safety regulations, and yeah, you can't do that shit over here, bruv. Like we got gas heating or you got electric in the one property because they consider that dangerous. They'll be like, well, it can cause a fire. Yeah, we got another thing, we got very stringent laws with health and safety. Very, very strict.
Yeah, our laws aren't that strict over here on a lot of things. We can get away with a lot of shit.
But this is why I prefer America for the freedom. Like, it's so, like, I don't know, none of you been to the UK, right?
No.
No, I've known many people from the UK, but I've never been there.
Well, when you come here, you know what I mean, bro. The roads are small. The roads is one lane you got is our road. It's one lane for you, it's two sides of road for us.
Oh, wow.
Like, our roads are that small, bro.
Isn't it also true, though, that you have to have an electric car and you get fined, like, every time you go into the city?
No, alright, basically it's this, what it is, right? They tried to pass this bullshit law about emissions, right? Quote unquote emissions.
Yeah.
So if your car is if it produces more than a certain amount of CO2 to drive, right? But there's a way around it. We got something called the VOSA, right? Like, and what they do, they test your car for emissions. It's like the emission testers. And if it produces less than what the say you got the DMV, right? Yeah. We got the DVLA over here, right? But the DVLA reports are not accurate. So what it is, the only way around it, you got to contact your car manufacturer, get a certificate of authentication from them to show the actual DVLA the right specifications of your engine and the CO2. It's because DVLA came up with their own fucking numbers that are not accurate.
Yeah.
They came with their own fake numbers. But when you speak to the actual manufacturer, they're not.
Excuse me.
Sounds like our DMV.
So basically, it's all scam. It's all fucking money grab.
Yeah, everything in life's a money grab.
So
just like our hobby in video games, it's all fucking money grab.
So what it is, right? I watched the video over here, right? A lot of Porsche own. I don't own, but a lot of the old Porsche guys, the early boxer engines, early boxer Porsches, were late 90s, right? A lot of the Porsche guys came together and tried to sue the DVLA because they're like, hang on, you're trying to say our cars produce too much. Don't. They all went to Porsche. Porsche said, no, your engine produces this and not what they're saying, right? And they all came with their certificates and all the fucking documentation from the manufacturer. Yeah? To the DVLA, and the DVLA didn't want to take that information in. So they sued them.
Damn.
They're like, hang on, you're charging us for something we shouldn't be charged for, right?
Yeah.
So they got sued. This whole thing, again, is a money grab, right? And the whole thing of electric cars, right? I don't know if you heard, but a lot of these car manufacturers back and tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's not realistic. Alright, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Look at, right, or Acura, what you guys call it over here, there, right? We call them Honda here. You guys call them Acura, right?
Yes.
Their best-selling cars are the Type Rs. The Acura Type R, Honda Type Rs, right? People spend a lot of money for those cars, race cars. Now, the president of Honda come out and said this: if I stop making those cars, if I stop making the CBR bikes, there will be no Honda. People love our shit because we make racing cars, racing bikes, we make race performance vehicles. So the man said, I'm not getting rid of all my cars to satisfy this fucking government. That's what he turned around and said. I'm not doing it. Because I lose too much money, bruv.
Oh, shit.
I'm not doing it. The man said, I'm not having it. BMW came out and said, we're not doing it. Right?
Yeah.
They tried to make the M cars electric and people fucking went mad over here for. And they said, BMW, we'll never buy that shit if you.
Damn.
So they stopped doing it. It's not what people want, bruv.
Nope.
You can't force people you can't force people to shit they don't want.
But they try.
But it's not gonna work, bruv.
They try their asses off.
At the end of the day, if you're gonna pay 150 grand for a car, right, and you want a fucking V8, and you want a fucking twin turbo V8, bruv, you want a twin turbo V8. You don't want to let. You're paying your money, bruv.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really like electric cars to begin with. I think they're more damage to the environment than what they are. You know, because you gotta get those fuel cells. You gotta
exactly. You gotta create more. You gotta use more oil, more lithium, right? More boron, more of these different gases.
Yeah.
Precious metals to make this shit.
Child labor to get the lithium out of the mines.
There you go. That too, bruv.
Yep. But yet, this is the way to go. Electric cars. Yeah. It's like all those years ago when Foxconn was unearthed because they was using inexpensive child labor to build gaming consoles and graphics cards and shit.
Well, that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
That's been going on for a fucking long time.
And it's just these corporations get away with anything practically, and they trickle it down to us.
China's a different story. They don't care. They don't care about their people, bro.
No, China will never give a fuck about your people.
They clearly don't give a fuck about their own.
No.
That's why Hong Kong and Taiwan want nothing to do with them, bro. They're like, no, we want to be independent and do our own thing, bro.
I mean, do you blame them?
No, I don't, and I'm all for. I'm all for the people against tyranny, bro. Yeah. At the end of the day, let them fucking. If they want to be independent, let them be independent.
And help them out in the long run.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, most of our technology, where is it made? It's made in. If you didn't know, right? It's made there.
Yeah, Taiwan, and another country.
Taipei in Taiwan, which is part of Taiwan, by the way. They want to do it. No, we want to make our own shit. Leave us alone. They're like, no, you can't leave. You're part of us. No, we're not. That's why Hong Kong, you know, at the end of the day, really, it was the British that fucked this all up. Really. It's the British that started this. Britain started all this shit. Right?
Yeah.
They came in the 1800s and created Hong Kong. They destabilized the Chinese economy. They did it. They really fucked it up. Right? So I've got to look at it from the other aspect, and I see where they're coming from.
Wow.
You know?
But how you take over a country, though? You destabilize their economy.
True.
And that's probably what England was planning on doing, was taking over, and therefore they destabilized their economy.
Well, look, they've been doing this for... England has been doing this for a very long fucking time, bro.
But with India?
With everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to come there and fuck it up.
Poor
So
Australia was shipped all the prisoners.
Well, this is why that we got a refugee problem now, bro. We kind of we caused this ourselves, because look, from even in the 19th, after World War II, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a politician called Enoch Powell. He begged the fucking Caribbean, because they were colonies of Britain, the British colonies, right? During the transatlantic slave trade. They begged the Caribbean people to come to the UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were told that the streets were paved with gold. Right? That's exactly what they said. You have somewhere to live, and you have jobs. Because what the thing is, for example, my granddad was a master mason. He was a master at stonework.
Yeah.
And a master carpenter. Yeah? So they needed guys like that to come and rebuild the country. They needed the builders, they needed the electricians, they needed the plumbers, they needed that workforce. Because they took so much casualty from too. Right?
Yes.
They took too much casualties, they weren't going to let the British people and do it. So they're like, right, let's call this colony over. right? So we started coming here and started rebuilding the country and rebuild the NHS. All these other things we done. Then Margaret Thatcher came around in the 80s and turned around and said to fucking Caribbean people, we'll give you £5 to fuck off. What a fucking cheek, bruv.
Yep.
We'll beg to come here, bruv. Not ask. We were begged to come here.
Good morning.
We rebuilt the whole fucking country. Then we told to fuck her back off. Here, £5, go fuck off.
That's so fucked up shit, dog.
That's why there was so much riots in the UK in the 80s. You guys look this shit up, bruv. That's why we're rioting so fucking.
Shit.
Just another example of another country taking advantage of people.
Exactly. It's a fucking cheek.
Mm-hmm.
But now the same thing's happening again. We got a serious immigration issue. And I can't blame the immigrants. Because at the end of the day, this country, UK, should never fuck with them in the first place, bruv. Should have left them people alone, bruv. Don't go over there and fuck with their country, bruv.
Exactly, unless you're prepared to take on the responsibility of afterwards.
Well, we got it. Deal with it now.
Oh, damn. Now, why you have to do
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's my rant, bruv.
Oh, I think we discussed this before, but it would be good to top it have. I seen a video, like a documentary about y'all debt collectors, how they will literally go up to your door and threaten to do some heinous shit to you.
Well, they can say or do what they want, but really legally, not unless it's really a commercial property or something like that. Sorry, if it's a business, you're technically, they can take stuff from if they can find you.
But you need a court order to do that, right?
Yeah, you need a court order for them to enter, but just don't open the door. If you don't open the door, they can't come in. That's breaking and entering.
All right.
Just don't open the fucking door.
Yep.
Oh, okay, because I was like, damn, that's something that.
No, because I remember I moved into an apartment about 7 years ago. They sent this guy from the high court, put his foot in the door, and I said, mate, you want to keep that foot? You better move from my fucking door, mate.
Oh, shit.
I knocked him the fuck out, bruv. I punched him so hard in his jaw, I finally he broke his jaw.
Damn.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Because they weren't coming for me, but the way my man was going, how should you come? Yeah? But the law states, if there's an open window or open door, and they can come in, because they can come through your window.
Jesus Christ.
If it's on the ground
my window, I'm beating the shit out of them.
And I said, bruv, I said, at the end of the day, when he got, show me, and you trying to get in, so I knocked you out.
Bruh.
You didn't declare you didn't show me who the fuck you were, bruv.
Man,
You just entered my house like some common hood.
Exactly, you don't come in my house.
He done got that knife in him.
I knocked him out, bruv.
I mean, I probably would have beat the shit out of myself, man.
So he called the police, and I told them what happened. And they said, well, he's right. You were trespassing his home. They were on my side. I said, mate, he didn't say who he was. He tried to come. And the person he was looking for wasn't even me.
Wow. Hey, brother, sometimes when you're talking, you kind of like cut out. Is your mic cut in and out?
Yeah, it seems like it. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I think it's the mode I put it on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let me change that. Let me turn up my gain. How about that now?
Well, I want to know to you, like, continuously to talk. Well, you sound good so far.
Well, I turned my gain up, innit? So it doesn't automatically mute itself because it's too low.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so what it is, brother, the police came in. I said to him, listen.
Yeah, you cut out.
Yeah, I see it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Hold on. Yeah, so basically, these guys, he said he came in. I don't know who the fuck was, bruv.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I fucking knocked him out, mate. And the police said, oh, well, you know, you're in the right. Because he didn't declare who he was. Yeah, these things can happen.
Right.
At the end of the day, just pay your debts, bro. Just don't get into debt.
No, I get you on that. I definitely, the only debt I owe is a tablet my son's mother didn't pay for that was on my account, and RCN, which is an internet company. I'm gonna pay them back this year. I should have paid that off.
Yeah. So hang on. So this new law Trump brought in, how does this affect you, bro?
Which law?
The child support one.
Well, I don't pay court order child support, so that doesn't affect me. But me and my child switch 1 year after the other. So this year is her year. Next year will be my year.
So you take turns to pay every year, every other year.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. I mean, to get the child tax from my son.
Right.
That's what I meant.
So do you pay child support?
Yes, I pay child support out of my SSI.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Well.
I mean,
all right.
I could go to court, but that will mean that a judge will tell me when I can't see my son, and I see my son anytime I want to. So I'm not about to have a white man tell me when I can see my child. I'm not even worried about I'm not worried about supporting my son because I have no problem with that. Clearly, it's just the problem with me wanting to see my son. I'm not going to have somebody tell me when I can see my son. I'm not.
All right, cool.
But that's because a little issue when we do have a debate about his schooling and doctor's appointments. But since you want to be the one to take care of everything, hey, you take care of all that. That's on you.
Yo, zombie. I think he's sorting out his here.
Wicked, you there?
Yeah. So did you get your TV set up?
Oh yeah, I got it set up, man. I was watching Tubi last night. The 4K, the colors was really booming. Like, damn, this is really good shit.
Man, you got that for a deal, bro. It's like £600 up.
Damn. Yeah, shit, it was $218, and I made sure to get the warranty on it, so I got 3 years of warranty. It already came with 2 years, so got that extra year on it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man. So